Hello everyone. Welcome to the Voice of the Citizens podcast, where we amplify the concerns, aspiration, and responsibility of everyday Nigeria. This podcast is hosted by myself, Aisha Nafiu, and my colleague.
Mr. Praise Shivu.
Today, we are honored to have with us Ambassador Farhad Rahman Yusuf, founder and national convener of the Citizens Mindset Reform Initiative, CMRI, a non-profit organization committed to promoting responsible citizenship, restoring national values, and inspiring behavioral change through strategic programs and advocacy and community engagement. Ambassador Farhad, thank you for joining us today on the Voice of the Citizens podcast.
Thank you very much, Aisha. It's a pleasure to be here, and I truly commend your team for creating a platform that gives voices to the citizens. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. We also have with us Mr. Nuruddin Dauda, a public affairs analyst, a writer, and a guest columnist. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you indeed. It's my great pleasure and a privilege to be in this great platform. I look forward to have a favorable discussion. Thank you.
Ambassador Fahad, let me put it bluntly. Nigerians are tired of voting, tired of corruption, tired of promises and not seeing change. Into this fatigue, you brought Citizens Mindset Reform Initiative and a call for patriotic duty. Why now?
Thank you for the wonderful question, Mr. Press. It is absolutely right. You are right that Nigerians are tired, and the fatigue, the frustration is real and is valid. We have voted, we have protested, we have prayed, but yet the system still fails us. Did you know why? This is because we are the system, and the system is us. Leadership, our leaders and the followers must understand that we have to change before anything significantly changes. We have corrupt leaders, not because they are corrupt leaders, but because the citizens who are the enablers tolerate, justify, and even participate in corruption. If both leaders and the followers will choose to work together, we can abolish this. And our organization, Citizens National Reform Initiative, come into this now because we believe Nigeria has reached a tipping point where we must move, that our citizens must move from this frustration, from this fatigue to responsibility. Until we fix the mindset that tolerate bad system, we will keep having the same results. Uh, let me say this for example, we can't reform INEC without reforming the mindset that said, my vote does not count, or the other way around, that the mindset that says, it is my turn to talk. So these are the things that we must work hand in hand. Both the leaders and the followers must understand that the problem is a 360 degrees. We don't have to work to make things work. Thank you.
Looking at Nigeria today, what has changed in our civic space that shows the problem isn't just leadership, but also the mindset of the citizens?
What has changed is that we have run out of who to blame. We have blamed colonialism, we have blamed leaders, we have blamed even the constitution. But yet, 60 years of independence, one single most important variable that we are yet to seriously confront is us, our civic habits, our transactional politics, our silence where wrong happens in our compound, the shouting where it happens in our sorrow. So the issue is not about bad leaders. However, it is very important to know that another thing is awareness. We are fortunate for organizations such as our civil society that raise awareness. So today, more Nigerians are aware of the failure of leadership, but also There are a recognition that citizens equally play a lot of compromises that lead to this corruption and whatsoever. Uh, so the issue is not about bad leaders. The issue is about both leadership. It's about a system. The issue is about a system where both the leaders, the leadership, and the followership reflect each other. And nothing significantly will change if both leaders and the followers refuse to come together and work hand in hand. Thank you.
Mr. Nuruddin, from your experience as a public affairs analyst, would you say Nigeria's biggest challenge is from our leadership failure or from citizen disengagement, and why?
Yeah, as I was saying, uh, individual responsibility is very important and key to nation development. Everyone as a citizen has a role to play in making this country great. The fact that your leadership is not doing the right thing isn't a reason enough for you to relent in terms of doing your own part. The principle of the two-way traffic has it that the citizens should play their own part, regardless of whether the leadership is doing what is right or not. If the leadership is not doing the right thing and the followership are doing the right thing, we will get to a point whereby the leadership has no option than to do the right thing, because the leaders are a function of the community. In other words, the leaders often emanate from the community or the society as a large. If everyone as a citizen begins to do the right thing toward making his country great, that would translate to having good leadership. Largely, things are not the way they should in our country, but the role or the responsibility is in two ways. The leadership needed much to be desired. The followership also needed much to be desired. So the best way to go by is everyone should make adjustment. The leadership should adjust. Let them begin to do the right thing, and the followership too should do that. As a citizen, if I decide to do the right thing, things will begin to fall, or things will begin to go right. For example, if I make it to my mind that I will not disobey.
Mr. Nuruddin, do you believe Nigerians have over time normalized corruption and civic responsibility as a way of survival? And if yes, how did we get here?
Well, in my third, I think the issue before us is in two-way traffic, meaning, one has to look at it from two different angles. You look at it from the leadership angle, then on the other hand, you look at it from the citizen aspect. Uh, Coming to the leadership angle, there's no contradiction or argument in this our great country that the leadership needed much to be desired. And at the same time, coming back to the issue of citizens, there's also a great challenges on how to put things together. In other words, like I just said, the issues are two. You look at it from the leadership angle, then from the citizens. Uh, it's just like a traffic that has two-way. If you don't respect the two-way traffic system, you are likely to get into trouble. As a patriotic citizen, you have your own part to play to make your country great. The problem we're having with our country nowadays is, yes, the leadership has a lot of issues, but the citizens are not playing their own parts. So largely the issue is relenting that since the leadership is not living up to expectation, I will not also do my own part, which is a very wrong perception. Nation building has to look at from the psychology to sociology and then to an extent to the anthropology of it. The psychology aspect of nation building is when every citizen has it at the back of his mind that here is my country and I have a part to play to make this country great. The moment one has such a thought,
Let's be real. People feel like doing the right thing doesn't pay. Corruption seems to reward people, and keeping quiet feels a lot safer. So when you tell people to speak up, reject bribes, and be patriotic, they ask themselves, what do we gain from this? What is your response?
That's a very honest question. Nigerians do ask this every day. However, it is a short time. The real gain is stability, trust, and a system that will work for everyone. Just as Thomas Jefferson said, that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. And for your record, Citizens National Reform Initiative is not asking you to be patriotic because for the sake of Nigeria alone. We are asking you to be patriotic for your own personal sake. Because if we all choose convenience over values, we may have something small today, but lose the country tomorrow. Thank you.
Dr. Fahad, what role does mindset play in national development?
Aisha, mindset for national development. Mindset is foundational. Policies don't implement themselves, people do. If the mindset is weak, even the best policy will fail. But if citizens value integrity, accountability, and responsibility, even the imperfect system can improve. So mindset is everything, and no nation develops beyond the mindset of its citizens. This is how it used to be ever since. There is no nation that develops beyond the mindset of its citizens. Um, this remind me, this remind me of the report of Transparency International that countries with, high level of integrity, uh, countries with equally high level of civic responsibility tend to have this better economic growth and quality of life. And when I was going through the report, I understand that countries like Denmark, Finland and Singapore make the top three. I was not surprised, uh, but I am equally surprised because if you see our history, Singapore gained their independence in 1965. That's 5 years after Nigeria had gotten independence. And the population of Singapore compared to Nigeria is insignificant. But they were able to come together, fix their systems, understand their problems. This is what we fail to understand. Till date, we have Nigerian who think food is scam. We have people who think a lot of vices. We need to go out of this thinking. We need to come out of this thinking. Today we have more than 2 million, 200 million plus estimated, population of the country. But just like, my Tama would say the population have, I mean, oil have become both a curse and a blessing for us. So I see it in terms of population, that as if the population has become, a blessing and equally it's supposed to be a blessing. Because what are we not saying? The United States of America, they are more populated than us, but things are working. Because it's a certain society. People tend to obey rules and regulations. I can remember when a brother of mine was telling me, you know, that in Nigeria, if you said you want to obey rules and regulations, you will be left alone. What I would say, if you go to the traffic light, for example, stop there and you want to wait for the light to turn green, you may end up seeing so many people. You may be left alone on the queue. So these are the things, these are the mindset, these are the perspective, that we have to change in order, for things to work.
In practical terms, what does the ideal Nigerian citizen look like? And how realistic is this standard for an average person? And given the economic and political situation that we find ourselves in.
An ideal Nigerian citizen is supposed to be patriotic, someone who is willing and ready to die for his country. But in reality, the situation we are in today in this country, the conditions did not warrant one to die for his country because a lot of citizens are being abandoned by the state. The issue of insecurity is all over the country. Economic problems are all over. So you see, citizens largely don't want to play their own part because they tend to look at the society as the one abandoning them. But ideally and realistically, developed and for a society to be great, its citizens need to be patriotic. And patriotic should also be like a giving and taking. If the society is living up to expectation, then the citizens should have every right and reasons to also be patriotic. The very question that many Nigerians raise nowadays is that why should I be patriotic when the country does not bother about my own life, about my own means of livelihood? So patriotism should be a kind of giving and taking. The society is be responsible. That aside, the fact that the society is not, our call here will play their own part. Forget about the society. If you play your own part, that is by being patriotic. Even if the society refuses to be patriotic, if you are patriotic, I am patriotic, he and she are patriotic, that will translate to a great country. Because patriotism will make you to shun corruption. Patriotism will make you to be an obedient citizen, a citizen that respects the laws of the land, a citizen that respects traffic rules, a citizen that doesn't bypass the official protocol, a citizen that is honest and transparent, a citizen that he is his brother's keeper, a citizen that tries to, uplift the well that of his fellow human being. So, in a nutshell, the fact that the society isn't living up to expectation, my own call as an individual is that as citizens who want to live a great country, who want to live a country that is enviable, should just play our own part.
This has been the Voice of the Students podcast.
Where we amplify voices, challenge mindsets, and inspire national responsibility.
A very big thank you to our guests, Ambassador Fahad Yusuf and Mr. Nuruddin.
Until next time, stay informed, stay responsible, and stay engaged.